Hi, Saloni. How are you? Hi, Rosa. I'm going to shuffle these cards, and while I shuffle these cards, think really hard about the question you want to ask, okay? Okay, Rosa. Now go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, you can go ahead and ask your question, and then pick a number between 1 and 24 to get your answer. Okay, so as far as this future with the connection between you and the Leo, the card I have for you is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is all about mastering, pretty much like repeating, like working, kind of like repeating, but working hard to improve skills and master. So this is all about like commitment and determination and also concentration. So it seems like this new connection is going to be very attention focused. It's going to be very committed, and one of you may have to work a little bit harder than the other, and that could just have to do with a few things. That could do with, like, if something happens or something might be getting in the way, whether that has to do with, available time or just making things work. But this seems like a very committed and hardworking relationship that seems very sustainable between the two of you. And it seems like it's, like I said, it's going to be very dedicated. So if this is a commitment you're looking forward to or you're wishing to make work, it's going to be very satisfying and very positive. So just be open to pretty much the best possible change to come your way if you pursue this commitment and connection with this person. Yeah, pretty much. So, like, yeah, if it's your work life or their work life, but compromising as well. So, pretty much that will be like a factor between this connection, but it's definitely going to be like dedicated. Like, either you or them is very focused on making it work. So, I wish you the best of luck with that. Thank you. Hi, cup of tea. Are you ready to ask a question? Thank you, Rosa. You have a good weekend as well. Good luck again. Are you ready to ask a question, cup of tea? Are you still here? Yes, you can. Go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, go ahead now and pick another question. Hi, Taylor. You'll be next after Cup of Tea. Don't forget Cup of Tea. Just pick a number between 1 and 32 so we can get an answer for you. Anytime, Taylor. Okay, Cup of Tea. So for you, you have the Knight of Pentacles, and that's a definite yes, but you just have to pretty much maintain your determination, stay consistent, remain ambitious and be honest throughout this journey, but it's definitely possible. And also just remember to stay, you know what you want to do, so do everything you have to do that. But you can definitely achieve what you're wishing, especially when it comes to this fashion designer career. I wish you the best of luck, okay? Hi, Renee. You'll be next after Taylor. Taylor, I'm going to shuffle these cards right now, and while I shuffle these cards, think really hard about your question and then pick a pile between 1 and 3, okay? Anytime, cup of tea. Don't worry, you got it. Trust me. This is a very great, like, ambitious card. Hey, Starseed. Yeah, you can ask. There's about 2 people ahead of you right now. I'm currently working with Taylor. Next is Renee, and then after that will be you, Starseed. Okay, Taylor, go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can find that out for you. Okay, Taylor, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 22. Hello, love. Okay, Taylor. So for you, I have the Knight of Cups. And this card is all about pretty much giving and receiving, but keeping realistic expectations and standards as well. So this is pretty much a sign that romance is going to be coming your way within the next few weeks. And that could be like via flirtation or even just like friendships, starting slow but leading somewhere. So this is kind of like just make sure you set realistic expectations or you might miss something that's right in front of you pretty much. But there's definitely going to be some interest being shown in you or you showing interest in others. So kind of just like take that, enjoy it, and remember to just be realistic with yourself and others, okay? But there's definitely like there's some potential within the next few weeks. Thank you. Hi, the zone. Anytime, Taylor. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you. Okay, next is Renee. So the current line I have right now is Renee, Starseed, love, and then the zone if you'd like to get in line. So Renee, if you're still here, can you go ahead and, make your presence known? Okay, Renee, thank you. I'm going to shuffle these cards. I want you to think really hard about your question and then pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, Renee, now go ahead and ask your question and pick a card between 1 and 27 to get your answer. Okay, Renee, so as far as your question goes, it looks like you picked the Two of Pentacles, and this is all about, like, it's not a yes, it's not a no, it's more of a maybe. It seems like this person may be in the middle of a balancing act or trying to find balance. So it seems like they're going to wait to find that balance before they make a decision on whether or not they're coming back. So they may come back, but it seems like they want to find some balance first before they do. But in the meantime, not quite yet because they're not balanced in their situation. Thank you for your question. Anytime, Renee. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, Starseed, you are up if you're still here. Hi, V. You'll be coming up soon. I have a little bit of a line right now. I'm working with Starseed right now. Then next is Love and the Zone if they're still here. If they're not, then you'll be bumped up. So you can just go ahead and wait a few minutes and you'll be up soon. Okay, Starseed, I'm going to shuffle these cards. I want you to think about your question, like focus on it, and then pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, Starseed, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 33 so we can get that guidance for you. Okay, while I get that ready for you, go ahead and pick another number between 1 and 17 because I'm going to pull an oracle card for you as well. Okay, Starseed. So for your oracle card, let's start there. I have for you, I remember, and this is all about your fated life versus your destiny life. So this is telling you that you need to trust your path that your soul is calling you toward. So just remember to connect with yourself and trust yourself if you have a certain feeling about something, or if you're kind of like just a little, even if you're just suspicious about something, trust yourself, trust your gut because you know that you're feeling like that for a reason. And just remember that you're being invited by your soul to, follow this greater plan and to surrender to it. Because it's always safe and it's always normal to have some type of doubt. And that's a sign that your soul is trying to speak to you. So keep that in mind. And then as far as the card we have for you, we have the Seven of Swords. And this is all about telling you that there may be something that you may not know about, whether it be lies or some type of deception, just as far as, kind of like that whole perceptive that some things may be too good to be true. So, like I said, like with the Oracle card, just remember to trust your gut. You'll understand why you're feeling like this if this feeling comes to you. But if your instincts are telling you or having you feel some type of way, make sure you confront them and have like an honest discussion, because that's the only way you're going to be able to move forward and get past what's on your mind or what you're thinking about. And if you're single at the moment, just kind of like evaluate your current situation. If you've been, too suspicious, or if you've been untrusting priorly or anything like that, just kind of like get to the bottom of what's getting in the way within your love life, if that makes sense. So you just remember to connect with your inner self. Thank you for your question. Anytime, Starseed. I'm glad it is. Thank you again. Hi, you 320. Have a good day, Starseed. Okay, you 320. There's about a few people ahead of you. So right now, the next person up is Love. If you're still here, can you make your presence known? And then next would be the Zone if they're still here. A V, and then you 320. So I'm just going to wait a few seconds to see if Love is still here, and we'll go from there. Thank you, guys. Hi, U320. Okay, love, I'm not seeing you here. Is the zone still here? I'm just going to keep on giving you guys a little bit of time to see if anybody pops in that's in line, and then we'll just keep moving forward. So the love, love, if you're here, make your presence known. The zone, if you're here, make your presence known. And if not, then we'll move on to Avit and U320. Okay, I think it's safe to assume love and the zone aren't here. Avit, are you still here? If love or the zone, if you guys pop back in at some point, we could just squeeze you back in. So Avit, if you're still here, can you make your presence known? And then next is U320. And then hi Nicaragua, if I'm saying it correctly, sorry. You'll be after U320. Currently I'm working with the Avit since they just made themselves aware that they're here. And then next is U320, and then after will be you, Nicaragua. Okay. Okay, V, I already shuffled these cards, so go ahead and ask your question and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Hi, Saloni, how are you? Okay, so just while I wait for a V, the current line I have right now is a V, U320, Niharika. Sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly. It's a little bit hard for me to pronounce. And then Saloni, you can be after if you're wishing to ask a question today. Thank you, guys. It's Saloni. I'm doing pretty good myself. Okay, we can definitely find out and get some guidance or even just some assistance with what's going on. So just go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Oh, okay, thank you then, Saloni. That warms my heart. I always look forward to seeing any of you, repetitive people coming in here. So thank you for that. I hope you have a good day or a good rest of your day. Okay, Avit, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 26. Thank you, Saloni. It really means a lot. Okay, Avid. So it seems like with the card you picked, I have the King of Wands here, and this seems like you may be. Let me see how you worded it so I word it correctly. You may be starting to think about them as, and it doesn't have to be because necessarily you miss them. It seems like this is more to as like a learning, like you're like thinking back to then, to view it as a learning experience, because there's some type of goal and there's a vision that of like where you want to be or what you want to achieve or even who you want to be with, if that's the case, depending, apply to however your situation it seems fit. But it seems like you're focused and you're determined with this new situation that you're pursuing. So you're looking back and viewing them as a learning experience. And it's kind of like supporting and helping you kind of get to the bottom of leading your life with intent and a long term view and knowing what you want, knowing what you don't want, and pretty much just, trying like you're trying to be like a little impulsive with your actions, but also make sure you're aware of your actions at the same time because you're destined to to achieve a lot in your future and how you'll get there. So, just don't waste any time on any type of relationships that don't lead anywhere, whether this was one or whether there's one that you may be seeking or, in right now. It's kind of like you may be thinking about them and thinking about that situation as a learning experience to learn from, if that makes sense. So, if there's opportunities presenting themselves to you right now, use your determination and also, get in touch with that, your inner voice, and look, like I said, look at what your past is keeps pulling into your head as a learning experience and learn from it to pretty much thrive, if that makes sense. Thank you for your question, and I hope it makes sense. Okay, I'm glad it resonates with you. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I wish you the best of luck with your situation. Okay, U320, I'm going to shuffle these cards really quick, and then you know how it goes. Pick a pile between 1 and 3, and then I'll count the cards from whichever pile you pick, and we'll go from there. Okay, U320, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 23 so we can get that answer for you and a little bit of insight. And then next we have Niharika. Sorry if I'm saying it incorrectly again. Hi, Blue. I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well as well. I'm working with one person right now, and then after that is one more person. So there's about two people ahead of you, and I can answer your question. Thank you. Okay, and you 320. So for you, we have the Two of Swords, and this is more of like a maybe. This isn't really a yes or a no. It seems like there's some conflict about this question, and it seems like it's kind of in the moment of in between, like weighing the option between the yes and the no, if that kind of makes sense. Like it's kind of saying like, here, let me think of how to word this a little bit better. So it seems like this is a difficult decision, and the option is being weighed back and forth between a yes and a no. So at the moment, it's more of like a maybe. So it's kind of like proceed with whatever you're working on or whatever is going on between you and this. I know we've talked about this before too, with this manifestation and whatever else you have going on with them. Just keep doing what you're doing, but just wait a little bit because the answer that you're looking for is unclear right now. So if you want to wait a little bit more time and then ask, but keep doing whatever it is you're doing between the two of you, if that makes sense. Thank you for your question. Okay, Niharika, I'm shuffling the cards right now. I want you to think really hard about your question and then pick a pile between 1 and 3 for me. Okay, I'd be more than happy to look into that for you. Go ahead and now pick a card between 1 and 23 so we can get that answer for you. And don't forget, you 320, to keep doing what you're doing, because I know we've talked about this whole situation before, but it seems like with your situation, it's not quite yet. Okay, Niharika, for you, I have the Tower card, and this is all about like overall, it's pretty much like fundamental changes and like kind of like big type of changes. So this could have to do with how you're feeling, especially because if you're feeling like they're favoring this other person instead of you, this is kind of telling you no. Like it's pretty much saying a no. Like they don't favor who you're talking about, but you also have to keep in mind that relationships that are like weak or have like crumbling foundations or like negative thoughts, they won't last much longer and they have the tendency to collapse. So if you're feeling like this, kind of get to the bottom of it, kind of make it known and let it be known and aware how you're feeling so that you guys can communicate. Otherwise this may collapse before your eyes, and that's not a bad thing because it like when things end, that opens up the door for new experiences, but this also may not be something you want to end. So just kind of get to the bottom of it before it gets to that point, if that makes sense. Kind of like let them know how you're feeling, let them know why you're feeling like that, talk to them, like get to the bottom of the source, if that makes sense. So that way, if you wish for this to keep, going or thrive, or if you want it to thrive, if it's not thriving or continue thriving, it can continue to do so. Because these misunderstandings may weaken this relationship and cause it to crumble. So thank you for your question, and I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm glad it does, Niharika. I wish you the best of luck. Just remember, put your foot down, kind of communicate, and make sure there's open communication so that this relationship can continue to keep progressing, if that's what you wish, of course. But I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, Blue Storm, you are up now. Yeah, you 320, you can be added. And hi, Lauren. Okay, so the current list I have right now, I am now on Blue Storm. And then next will be Lauren. And then after that will be U320 again. So Blue Storm, if you're still here, just make your presence known so we can, get started with you. Okay, Blue Storm, I'm going to shuffle these cards, and then I want you to go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3, and then ask your question. Hi, Space Vibes. There's a little bit of a line. I'm working with Blue Storm right now, and then next I have Lauren, U320, and then you'll be after that. So there's about 3 people ahead of you, if you include who I'm working with right now. Okay, and then Blue Storm, don't forget to ask your question and then pick a card from between 1 and 16, Blue Storm. And then we'll get that answer for you. Okay. Okay, thank you, Space Vibes. Okay, Blue Storm. So as far as the card that you have right here, it seems like you picked the Temperance card. And this is a definitely, this doesn't necessarily represent a yes or a no. This is kind of telling you that if you're ready to take action, like you're capable of doing so, but you also need to like proceed with a sense of caution. So, kind of be cautious while you apply to these programs you're talking about because there's definitely potential, but you also have to keep in mind that when you rush and take risks, like, just kind of like make sure you're ready for what you want to do, make sure you understand the full scopes because if you jump in, not even if you tend, but if you jump into something and you don't necessarily know the full scope of it, that can lead to mistakes that will damage your like income or finances, and obviously that'll lead to some like serious consequences if that makes sense. But this card overall, it's leaning more towards a yes, that your situation as far as income wise and source of money is definitely going to pick up if you manage to do that, if you can manage to pretty much like just be ready for what's coming your way. Pretty much that's what it comes down to, and approach your finances and your situation and these programs that you're going for with moderation and balance. So pretty much just kind of know what you're getting yourself into, but I definitely see things picking up for you very soon, and it's going to be successful, but you just have to remain patient, and it's kind of like steady and slow progress. Like, success doesn't just happen overnight, but it's definitely going to happen to you. So, like I said, just use that patience and moderation to help you achieve your goals as far as it come when it as far as when it comes, sorry, to like this your income and finances, okay? But I definitely see things picking up for you soon. And I wish you the best of luck too. Thank you for your question. Hello, Ava. I'd be more than happy to find that out for you. At the moment, I have about three people ahead of you. Next up is okay, Blue Storm. I'm glad it made sense. I wish you the best of luck anytime, and thank you again for your question. So next up right now is Lauren. If you're still here, just make it aware. And then after that, I have U320, Space Vibes, and then Ava. You'll be after, and then Boop. You'll be after Ava, and then Stella as well. I can add you to the list as well. Okay, Lauren. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards really quickly, and then you can just pick a pile between 1 and 3. And yeah, Stella, I added you to the list. So I'm working with Lauren right now. And then after that is U320, Space Vibes, Ava, Boop, and then you, Stella. Okay, Boop, you're the same as Ava. Okay. So then Stella, there's only about 4 people ahead of you, including who I'm working with. And yeah, B, you can be added to the list as well. Anytime. Thank you, Stella. Okay, so yeah, back to Lauren. So I'm going to continue to shuffle these cards and then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Anytime, Stella, and anytime, B. Okay, Lauren, after you ask your question, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 27 so we can get some, like the answer you're seeking. Okay, Lauren. So it seems like the card you picked is the High Priestess. And this is all about intuition and pretty much like, that unconscious state of one's mind. So it seems like they may be popping up because there's something about there's some changes that were made to like this to their emotional state, and it seems like they may have calmed down and they're realizing these emotions that they made you feel, and they're pretty much realizing the stuff that they said, whether like how you said, if it was negative like that, then it seems like they're realizing what they did, and they kind of want to be honest, and it seems like they may even want to let you know why they were doing what they were doing, like, or why they were saying what they were saying, and like let what is hidden beneath it all come to the surface. So this kind of seems like it looks like they want to be honest with you. So I don't think they may be trying to be negative again. It seems like they're trying to open up and let you know why they did what they did or why they said what they said. But also, when you approach a situation, if you choose to, like, you know, if you choose to even approach it at all, let your intuition guide you and just pretty much trust it and be patient. And also, like, be honest with them too. And kind of let them know, like, if they don't know already, how it made you feel. So that way it just avoids it from happening again. I hope that makes sense. But this is pretty much telling you to let like honesty, like let honesty in from your side and from both, like pretty much from both sides. So be open to hearing and be open to expressing. I hope that makes sense. Thank you for your question. Okay, U320. Alright, I'm pretty sure you're still here. So whenever you're ready, just go ahead and ask your question and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 31 so we could find out what's going on. Okay, U320. So the card you picked is the Hierophant, and this card is all about like pretty much having an established like an established set of like thinking values or like even just overall beliefs. So it seems like this drama could be because they're stuck in their own ways, and that's what's stressing them, depending on like what's going on between the two of you and what you may have said or haven't said. So it seems like they're like an authority type figure. So when you deal with people like that, you have to remember they're kind of like a mentor as well, who wants you to be aware, but also like care to be aware and understanding of what's going on, like, traditions and even just the core principles. So it seems like you may need to master what you're trying to do, or even just keep trying at what you're doing, because it seems like they're stressed out, and this drama that's going on is because they don't think that you're understanding of what you're doing. They don't think you're quite ready yet to do what you're trying to do. So you just kind of need to venture out, seek some more guidance as far as when it comes to whatever you're doing. And also, like, let them know that you acknowledge how they feel. You're responsible, and you honor and also value how they feel, because this is like the type of energy where they have like very old, like old age type traditions. So they're like very stuck in their ways. So they're kind of like if you're also kind of just sticking to one way of doing things, like, tried and tested way, you need to kind of venture away from that and go out on a limb and, kind of like approach this with open and new innovative ideas. Because what you're doing repetitively, it seems like it's just kind of like stressing them out and kind of like, making them more mad. So kind of be open to change as well. So just kind of, seek some more guidance and kind of learn a little bit more about what you're trying to do exactly, because it seems like they're getting frustrated because they don't think you're ready to do what you're doing yet, if that makes sense. So kind of just explore a little bit more, try new things, and be open to how they're feeling too. And there'll definitely be some changes once you can do that. Thank you for your question. Okay, next up is thank you again, U320. Okay, so next up is Space Vibes. And then after that is Ava or Boop, whichever one you'd like to go by. And then I have Stella and B. Yeah, U320, I can add you at the end. Okay, Space Vibes. Let me shuffle these cards really quickly, and then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can find that out for you. Okay, Space Vibe, you can go ahead and now pick a card between 1 and 27 so we can get a little bit of, guidance and find out what's going on beneath it all. Okay, Space Vibe. So the card you picked is the Knight of Pentacles. And this card is all about pretty much patience, responsibility, persistence, stubbornness, and also like making your dreams and wishes come true. So it seems like, as far as how they're feeling about you right now, um, I'm getting that they're like Kind of like how to say this, like this may be like a like it seems like it may not be as exciting as it used to be, but like they're also like patient and like reliable as far as when it comes to this connection. Like another way to put it would be this, like they may be the type of person where it's difficult to get them to change their minds, which is like, which where the stubbornness comes from, like if they're a stubborn type person. So if pretty much if you want to keep this going, you guys need to kind of like come together. And it seems like there's definitely going to be some hard work involved if you do want to keep this going, but it seems like communication needs to be expressed from both sides. And if you guys can manage to do this and get past this, you guys are going to be working on your goal, like long term goals together. So there's definitely potential for a future. But it seems like the underlying issues need to be addressed and they need to be fixed in order to make it work between the two of you. But I'm also seeing like if this does with if you guys can apply the hard work to make it work between you guys, this is definitely going to be like a reliable and steady relationship. So it'll go from this on and off to being reliable and steady. Yeah, anytime. So just remember, kind of like get to the bottom of it all and communicate and find out, on both sides where, like openly, where both of you want this to go. But I can definitely see some hard work being applied. Yeah, thank you for your question. I wish you the best of luck on this. Hey, Kanchan. Yeah, just make sure you like and subscribe, and I can add you to the list. Okay, so next up is Ava or Boop, whichever one you're going by at the moment. Just make your presence known, and I'll address you like that as well. Okay, thank you, Kanchan. You are added to the list. There's about let me see, 4 people ahead of you. So at the moment, I'm working with Ava. Then after that is Stella, then B, and then U320, and then it will be you, Kanchan. Okay, Ava. So thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards really quick, and then you can go ahead and ask your question and pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, I would be more than happy to find like get some deeper guidance into this for you. Now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 22, so we can go ahead and get an idea of what's going on. Anytime, Kanchan. Thank you. Yeah, Stella, you're after, so you're next. Okay, Ava. So for you, I have the Eight of Cups. And this is kind of a disappointing and like withdrawal type of energy when it comes to this card. So it seems like it's leaning towards a no, but it seems like it's not it seems like you could change that no, but at the moment it's a no because it seems like they're withdrawing and they're kind of like abandoning the situation because they have these emotions that they're kind of like having a hard time kind of trying to like how to say this, like it seems like they're trying to escape what's making them feel the way they're feeling, and by doing so they're like avoiding you, which could make sense why they're not talking to you. So it seems like when they look back at you right now, depending on whatever happened with this situation, they're trying to get away from it so that they can heal because they invested themselves into what you guys had, but they ended up walking out disappointed. Now they're like turning the other way, and they didn't expect it to go this way. So they're kind of like they're really going through it right now. And the only choice you really have right now is to give them some time, let them kind of like put the situation behind them. And because right now it seems like this is like some very sad type of energy. Like they're like really disappointed and they're just really sad about everything that's going on. And they definitely, like they're kind of at the moment, it seems like they kind of have this feeling that it's time to let it go and move on. But they're also like kind of like waiting around too to see if things are capable of getting better between the two of you. So kind of give them some time, like, but kind of make it aware too how you feel and how, kind of like be apologetic about it. Let them know where things went wrong, what you wish for, what you want to, do to make things better. But also, be realistic and give them some time depending on what you did because it seems at the moment they're kind of just avoiding this all to kind of heal. So allow them to heal first and then just like I said, be realistic as far as when it comes what you can do to make them forgive you. Just let them know, like, kind of express what you did wrong. Let them know that you're understanding and you're aware of what you did wrong, because that'll definitely help. But they need to also they need to heal because otherwise they're not going to care what you have to say. You need to give them some time. So kind of like be realistic and let them know too that you're willing to give them some time, that you're not going anywhere if this is a connection you really want to like rekindle. But I hope that makes sense. But there's definitely some hope here, but just don't be too pushy, okay, if that makes sense. Thank you for your question, and I wish you the best of luck with the situation. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest, or sorry, a good day or good rest of your day as well. And just remember, let it be known where you stand too, and just remember to, express that you're sorry. That'll definitely help. Okay, and next up is Stella. Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle these cards really quick, and then you can go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3, and then go ahead and ask your question as well. Thank you. Hi, Sabine. Yeah, just go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, and I can add you to the list. At the moment, I'm working with Stella, and then after that is B, then U320, then Kanchan, and then it'll be you, Sabine. Okay, Stella. So you said pile 1. Okay, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 31, Stella. And then I'm also going to go ahead and roll some astrology dice to kind of get an idea of their traits and characteristics. Okay, thank you, Sabine. Okay, Stella. So I'm going to go ahead and start with these astrology dice. So for starters, I have the third house. And this house is all about like it could be like if you're one to travel, you may meet them when you're traveling, or if you go to school, or if like any type of like interactions. It could be possible interactions. You may even meet them through a peer or a sibling if you have one. They're also going to be very great at communicating. Like they're going to be one that cares you what you have to say or what they have to say. You may even meet them through social media or even like via like being a neighbor or through one of your neighbors. And then as far as the zodiac sign, we have this is yes Virgo. So they're going to be a very like logical and detail oriented person. They're going to be also very responsible, organized. They're going to be the kind of like a perfectionist type person, but like a healthy type, not like, doing the most or overdoing it. And again, they're going to be very communicative, also very clean. They're also going to be very curious, environmentally conscious. Like they may have like a green thumb, stuff like that. They're also going to be extremely generous when it comes to just with you or them. And so for the last thing I have for the planet, I have the South Node, and this is all about like your life path, like the life path you followed until now. So this kind of seems like this future connection will definitely happen and make itself like known when you can get through, not to say you have baggage, but like everybody does have baggage and like lessons they've learned. So it seems like when you can go through a period of like self introspection and kind of self reflect on your whole life, they're definitely going to pop up during that time. And they may even be a person that helps you if that's something you're doing, or they may even in the future help you get through all of that. And they're also gonna be the type of person to help you get any fears, like to get past any fears you have to overcome and stuff like that. But as far as like their profession too, they may even be like as far as that, I'm just getting someone that they may be like a businessman that travels a lot or tends to travel, or they may even be like an accountant, somebody that's like responsible, or even like a teacher or somebody that works, maybe even like a therapist or like a psychiatrist, someone that works on helping people communicate. Because I keep getting they're like going to be a very thorough and good at communicating. They may even be somebody that works in like what's it called, like works on the internet handling social media, or like even handling just social atmospheres overall, whether it be like handling communities, like HOA stuff like that. So it could be really any of those. And then for the card, I have for you the Strength card, which makes a lot of sense because with everything I already got as far as her characteristics, it seems like this person, your future husband, will be the type of person to draw on like their inner strength, and they're really good at understanding how you feel, understanding how they feel. Like they're pretty much a master at emotions. And they're like, see, I really do think they might end up being a therapist or psychiatrist with like putting this all together, because this is the type of person that is able to like bring yourself and them calmness in any situation. Like they're determined to pretty much, and they're determined and passionate with this. Like their communication is very strong. So I hope that makes sense. But this is like some very like great, like positive type energy when it comes to this. And also know they're ready to take on any obstacles, whether you have them or if you guys have them together. They're ready to overcome them and achieve them together and like work as a team. So thank you for your question, and I wish you the best of luck with this future relationship. Anytime. Thank you for your question again, Stella. Okay, and now next up is B, if you're still here. And then let me add the new people that entered the chat onto the list. Okay. Okay, B, yes, you can. And no, you 320, you didn't miss your turn. You're up next after B. Okay, and thank you, Islamic Motivation, Purple Pie, and S for joining. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I added you guys to the list. So at the moment, I'm working with B. So B, I'm going to shuffle these cards really quick and then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3, and we'll go from there. Okay, pile 3. Okay, let me shuffle these really quick. While I shuffle, I'm going to read this list. So after B, I have U320, then Kanchan, and then Sabine, and then Islamic Motivation, Purple Pie, and S. Yeah, Kanchan. So there's about 2 people ahead of you. You're not late yet, Kanchan. There's still 2 people ahead of you. Okay, let me go ahead and work with B now. Okay, B. So for you, it seems like you picked the Knight of Swords, and this card is all about like pretty much using your dedication. So if you're out on a like if you have some type of purpose or mission you're set out on, or even if it's a goal or anything like that, just pretty much use your ambition, take charge, and remain dedicated, because there's definitely a lot of good changes and positivity and like new beginnings coming your way. So I'm also getting that you're like the type of person that has, when you have your mind set on something, nothing's going to stop you. And if this isn't already the mindset you have, this card is telling you to get that mindset, because when you have a mindset like this, you'll be so motivated to succeed that nothing will stop you from like pursuing any of your dreams and overcoming any challenges or difficulties or obstacles. And just know that if there's anything that's getting in your way right now, don't let it phase you, because they're more like learning experiences, and they're just going to help you get to where you want to be. So just keep moving forward with strength and determination to make things happen. So, and also, just like I said, lastly, just pretty much be assertive in getting what you want. Like, don't hang back and wait for things to happen. Like you need to make the first move and be active in pursuing what you want to happen. So I hope that makes sense. But there's definitely a lot of positive changes. So just remember, you're the creator of your own future. and just be ready to take any necessary steps that, that happen, and to make anything happen and to achieve what you want to achieve overall. Okay, and Sabine, there is a couple people ahead of you. Thank you for your question, B. And I'm glad it resonates. I wish you the best of luck with whatever you're pursuing at the moment. Okay, so now is U320. Okay, so now I'm on U320, and then next is Kanchan, and then after that is Sabine, and then Islamic Motivation, Purple Pie, and SS. So I'm going to wait for U320 to make themselves presence known. Okay, I went ahead and updated the list just so you guys know where you guys' place stands right now. Just remember to make sure you're liked and subscribed. Okay, and now I'm going to go back to working with U320. I just wanted to update the list so you guys can get an idea where your place is. Okay, U320, let me find this out for you. Anytime, Sabine. Okay, U320, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 25 so we can find that out for you. Hello, Jess. Yeah, I'm using a laptop today, so there might be a bit of a sound problem. That's why I keep muting in between, because I think there might be something when I am talking. but okay. You 320. So for you, I have the Strength card, and this is a yes. So that your spiritual mom will definitely be living with you, and just know that you don't need any outside forces to change things. But all you need is your own power, and you're capable of obtaining true control of the situation. You just have to look deeper into your inner strength and rely on that. Hello, Jess Jay. Yeah, you can be added to the list. I'll add you right now and I'll update the list. Okay. Yeah, you 320, you can be added. And I already updated the list. So let me go ahead and display that on the screen for you guys. Okay, so now up is Kanchan if you're ready. I know you're still here. So whenever you're ready, I'm going to shuffle these cards and then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Okay, Kanchan, after you ask your question, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 32. Okay, go ahead and pick one more card now between 1 and 31 because I want to get a little bit more like a guidance behind the first card I got. Okay, so this makes a little bit more sense. Okay, so for the first card, I had got, yeah, Sabine, you're next after Kanchan. Okay, so Kanchan, for the first card I got the Three of Swords, and that card is always like it's kind of like a painful type of energy when it comes to that. Like, they're like suffering right now, and that could be by like because of words they heard, actions, or just like they may be feeling some type of like betrayal. Like their overall the energy is they're feeling hurt. And that's why I asked for you to pick another card because I wanted to kind of get an idea of what's making them feel like that right now. And it seems like they're hurt, not necessarily like like they're like really sad or anything. They could be, but it seems like they're going through some conflict and change, and even some like maybe even some competition or disagreements, and that's causing them to kind of like feel this type of way they're feeling right now. That's why they're feeling hurt, or like that's why they're feeling uneasy. Like they're in the middle of something that's impacting them moving towards and moving forward with their goals. So, and it seems like they're kind of running up against some like opposing factors and opposing people. Okay, see, like that makes sense. If it's financial, okay, if you want financial terms, then it seems like they may be going through a rut right now. Like they're having some conflict as far as that goes. And that's kind of makes sense why they're feeling this way. So when it comes to finances, they may be going through like some instability right there, and they're kind of like battling their way out of it. And as far as career, it seems like the same goes for their career. So it seems like they may not be struggling as far as career goes, but they may be fighting for like a position or even a raise, and there's some conflict going on there. Like, yeah, everything's good. They're just kind of like they're kind of like they need to get like their mindset is kind of like they're feeling it like down, like they're feeling down about their situation right now because it seems like they may not be where they want to be right now, but they're capable of succeeding. It's like it's pretty much like they're just facing some challenges and like obstacles as anyone else would, but it's kind of like blocking their path and kind of making them feel some type of way. Like they're not like necessarily struggling right now, but this seems like they're trying to better their position right now. Yeah. So you're like they're trying to better themselves, better their position. So they just kind of need to like change their mindset, and they can pretty much they're capable of doing so, but their mindset isn't aligned with their finances and like their career right now, if that makes sense. But they're working on it. It's like a battle. So like they're battling with their mind right now to kind of like understand that they're capable of achieving everything they want, but they need to get into that positive mindset in order to do so, if that makes sense. So I hope that makes sense, and thank you for asking your question. If it like, are you asking if it's like something related to you? Is that what you're asking? Anytime. And if that was what you were asking, unless you're blocking them or getting in their way, like you don't play a factor in this. There just seems like there's some underlying fact. No, there's these cards aren't related to you unless you're like an obstacle in their life. But I'm not getting you are. It just seems like they're just kind of like they need to get out of this mindset. Like they kind of have that mindset where they think they can't achieve what they're trying to, but they can. So just kind of, kind of be there for them if you talk to them and stuff and help them get out of this mindset. Kind of like, push them on and egg them on, let them know that they're capable of doing anything because they really are. So I wish you the best of luck with this situation. And there's some success in their future, but they just need to align their mind with their goals and their mindset, if that makes sense. So thank you again for your question. Anytime, Kanchan. Okay, Sabine, now I'm going to shuffle these cards and we can find out for you. So just go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 while I shuffle these cards really quick. Yeah, Kanchan, I agree. It is very beautiful. They just need to kind of align their mind with their goals, and they'll definitely get there. Hello, Mercy. Yeah, you can get a reading. I can add you to the list. Right now, I'm currently working and waiting on Sabine. I have your question ready, Sabine. I just need you to pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can start finding out what's going on. All right, Sabine, can you hear me? Are you ready? I just need you to pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can get going on finding out what's going on behind this like situation and the question you asked. Anytime. Thank you guys for waiting, and thank you guys for, whoever's asking to be added. Okay, Sabine, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 24 so we can get an answer for you. Hi, Raham. Yeah, I can add you to the list. Just go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll add you to the list, and then you can view the list on the screen. Yeah, Sabine, I'm here. I don't go anywhere. I just need you to pick a card between 1 and 24 so we can get an answer for you. A card between 1 and 24. Okay, Sabine. So for the card you picked for the 14, I have the Two of Swords, and it seems like they're them. What's it called? Like, how did you? Let me see how you worded it exactly. About, I think you said them not. Yeah, like how they went cold. Okay. So it seems like the reason behind them going cold, they may be finding it difficult to move forward with this relationship you have, which means they may be stuck between, not necessarily between two people, but they may be stuck between they're like there's like this voice inside of them. They may not be ready to move on, but they thought they were, and or they may be struggling and dealing with something inside their personal life, and they're it seems like they're weighing the options, and they're trying to make sure that they're careful with what they pick, because they want to make sure that when they do talk to you, they're giving you their full. So with as far as the feelings go, depending on how that conversation went, um it seems like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. If he's still dealing with that, then they may not be ready to move forward, and that's why they ghosted you. Like, it seems like them expressing it and letting you know how they feel and where they stand, it kind of had them come to this realization that they may not be ready to move forward with you if that's where this was leading. So it seems like they may be weighing the option between whether it's rekindling or trying to get over it. They want to make sure they give you your, like, all of them. They don't want to give you part of them. So that could be why they ghosted you. Obviously, going cold or just ignoring someone is never the way to go. But it seems like they're also the type of person that has an issue with expressing how they feel, and really kind of like getting past things and kind of like just facing things. So just kind of give them some time. It seems like they're working on compromising right now, and I can see them reaching out to you, but it seems like they're not ready right now. Like, they thought they were ready, but they're not. They realize they're not ready yet. So kind of just be patient if this is something you want to pursue, and kind of give them some time if they're dealing with something, because they're not ready to move forward yet. They thought they were, but they're not. Yeah, then that could be why then that could be what they're still dealing with. And if they're still dealing with that after you warn them, that's probably why they're avoiding you right now. So it seems like they're weighing, like, maintaining this relationship or friendship with you and having that. So it seems like they're probably, since they're not listening to you, that's why they're kind of avoiding you right now. So they need to work on some type of compromise, and then they will eventually reach out to you. But that's assuming they can reach this compromise. So that makes sense. It seems like they're avoiding you because they're doing what you obviously warned them not to. So just kind of be patient, see what happens. But I don't, it seems like they're still kind of like doing what you told them not to. That's what it seems like. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for your question, and thank you for being patient too. Okay, hi Red Rose. I can add you to the list. Next up is Islamic motivation. Okay, Islamic motivation. Go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3, and then we could find that out for you. We can kind of get an idea of their personality and kind of get an idea of how you'll meet them as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll some astrology dice too to kind of get some insight behind their like their personal like their personality traits and their characteristics. Okay, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 28 now. Okay, Islamic motivation. So for you, you have, let's start with the card. So with the card you picked, you have the Judgment card. And this seems like this person, like your future husband, like when you meet them, they're going to come to you during a period of time when you're having, like, you're going through self reflection. And it's also like, it's going to be like an awakening. So they're going to come to you when you can manage to kind of like I don't know if you have already, but like kind of address any issues with yourself and like your inner voice that you've had with love or prior experiences. Make sure your communication is open and make sure you're ready to give and receive. When you're ready, that's when they're going to come to you. And also, if you made any mistakes in the past, use those lessons as like learning experiences to make changes for your future. So kind of like when you're ready and you know what you want and you're also open and set realistic standards, they're going to make themselves aware and they're going to make themselves known to you. But this is definitely when it does come, you're definitely gonna like you definitely need to go through a period of self-reflection first. So make sure you know what you want. Like even if you think you know what you want, kind of like go over it again and make sure that you're aware of what you want. And then as far as what I got for the astrology dice, let's start with the planet. Or no, actually, let's start with the sign. So, with the sign, you may end up meeting. They may either be a Capricorn or they may have Capricorn like characteristics. So that means they're going to be very hardworking, disciplined, responsible. They're also going to be very masculine. There may be a businessman too. Like I'm getting like they're going to be very good at what they do. As far as when it comes to like their work ethics, so they may be a businessman because I'm also getting they're going to be like they're very like stable and secure and they're also very ambitious. And on top of that, they're strategic, determined, and they're gonna, like I said, they're just gonna be like overall very hardworking, and they're also very like authoritative. So they may be someone like a higher up to, like, whether it be a manager or like a CEO, or like, just somebody that's very high up there with what they do. And then as far as the planet I have for you is the moon. And this all has to do with them being very receptive when it comes to knowing, like being like they want to know what you need. So like I said, it comes down to also knowing what you need and what you want yourself. But this is the type of person that's open to listening to your emotions. You're like, they want to get to know you. They want to know what you need because they're open to giving you what you need. And they're also the type of person that's very nurturing, and I'm also getting that they're the type of person that's going to be seeking like a family. So I don't know if you're open to having a family, but they're going to view you as like a great um like um like a great maternal figure within this relationship. So if that's definitely something you're looking for, they're going to definitely be looking for the same as you. And lastly, again, I'm like, now we're going between like what house I got, and for you, for the house I got the second house. So yeah, this is going to be someone that's definitely into business. So they're definitely going to be either working like in finances or like they're going to be a businessman pretty much. And they're going to have a very strong work ethic. They're going to also be able to maintain like routines, like daily routines, priorities, but they also know how to incorporate self-care into all of that. And they're also going to be dealing with some business transactions. So overall, I think that they will end up being a very strong and like an authoritative businessman. That's what I'm really getting, like, over and over again. And they also have like a lot of material desires. So just kind of keep this all in mind and remember that you won't meet them until you can self-reflect and kind of get to the bottom of everything you've experienced, what you want, what you don't want, and also set realistic standards. And when you do, it seems like they're just going to pop into your life. Like when you're ready, they're going to come to you. I'm not getting a specific time when, but I am getting like pretty much the how is when you know you're ready. And it's not like when you think you're ready. Like you'll know when you're ready, and that's when they'll come to you. So I hope that makes sense. And I wish you the best of luck because this seems like a very successful relationship that's going to thrive. Hi, Sienna. Go ahead and make sure you like and subscribe, and I can add you to the list if you'd like. Anytime, Islamic. I honestly, I wish nothing but the best for you and good luck, okay? Okay, Purple Pie, are you still here? If you're here, go ahead and make your presence known so we can get to it with your reading. Hi, Christine. Yeah, I can go ahead and add you to the list. So I'm going to ask one more time, Purple Pie, if you're still here. I'll give you about 20 to 30 more seconds to see if you're here. If not, we're going to move on to SS. So if SS, if you're here, go ahead and make your presence known. Okay, I'm going to ask one more time if Purple Pie or SS, if you're here, I'll give you about 10 to 15 seconds. And if not, is Diksha here? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming as well. Okay, so next I'm going to go to KK Khan. Are you still here, or Jess Jay? And I'm going to update the list right now on the screen. Hi, Marcus. Okay, I'm going to assume KK Khan and Jess Jay aren't here either. Young Buddha, are you still here? And then after that, U320 if you're here. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time, and if not, I'm just going to keep taking you guys off. Yeah, pretty much like Christine said, if you're on the list and you're still here, just pretty much type here so I can update the list so I don't have all of you guys waiting. Okay, I'm just gonna keep assuming you guys aren't here. Okay, so we have Mercy still here. Okay. U320, are you here? Or Samikalaf, are you still here? If not, we're gonna just move on to Mercy. I'm going to give them about like 10-15 seconds, and then we'll probably just move on to you, Mercy, because I think it's safe to assume they're not here. Okay, Mercy, let's go ahead and move on to you. So I'm going to shuffle these cards, think really hard about your question, and then go ahead and pick a number between, pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, hello, Lolibri. I went ahead and added you. Tarsem, I don't really care how I say your name, to be honest, but, thanks for your opinion, but that's all it is. Tarot isn't about bettering your life, it's about getting guidance. But you can get out of here with that negativity. Nobody really cares for it. Anyways, all right, Mercy, whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can start getting some guidance for you. Anyways, Tarsem, you're just gonna get put in timeout. Let me just go ahead and block you. Nobody needs you. Okay, pile 3. Let me count it for you so you can pick a number. Okay, Mercy, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 30. Yeah, don't worry. I already went ahead and blocked them. They're just, they got nothing better to do. They're the type of person. Hi, Pamela. Hi, Denise. I'm still waiting on Mercy right now, Pamela, and then I can add you to the list. I'm still waiting for Mercy to pick a number between 1 and 30 so we could get their answer. Okay, and Mercy, for that 3, are you picking the number 3 for the card you want to pick, or is that the pile? Hi, Denise. Okay, Mercy, again, I'm just going to ask one more time. Is that 3 for the pile you picked, or did you want to, is that the card you want to pick between 1 and 30? Okay, Mercy, I'm going to go ahead and assume that 3 again is going to be for the card. So for that 3, I have the 4 of Swords, and this is definitely a yes. But this is kind of also telling you, like, let it take its time. Like, if you guys have been going through a lot, or feeling drained or have a lot on your plate, just like let it take its time, let it run its course, and it's definitely going to happen when the time comes. It's going to happen, but you need to be patient about it and just trust your intuition. Yeah, so let me explain really quick. So because you guys aren't like right in front of me, I shuffle the cards and then I have 3 piles. That's why I have you pick the pile 1 through 3. And then after that, every time I shuffle them and break up these piles, each pile has a different amount of cards in it. So whenever I give you the number after to pick between 1 and whatever, that is, that's based on however many cards are in that pile. Because I like to make your reading as personal as possible. I don't like to just be the one to pull the cards for you. I like to let you pull your own cards, if that makes sense. But yeah, thank you, Mercy. I hope that made sense for you, but I definitely got a yes for you. Okay, hi Dreamy Rose and hi Gloria. Yeah, I can go ahead and add you guys right now. Let me add you guys and update the list on the screen. Hi, she is Kelly. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and update the list now. So, Raham, if you're here, I'm pretty sure you're here because you were just chatting a second ago. No worries, Mercy. Thank you again for your question. Okay, Raham, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards up real quick so we could get a fresh start. And then, like I said, just go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Okay, Raham, go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3, and then we could find that out for you. And okay, she is Kelly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the majority of these people aren't in here, so we should be able to get to you quickly for your yes or no. Okay, Raham, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 23. Okay, anytime, Denise. Okay, so for you, Raham, I have the star. So let's go ahead and get into the attitude. So it seems like this is they have like right now how they're feeling about you guys right now is they have a sense of hope and optimism, and it's kind of like you have this charm and charisma that they kind of have. It's kind of pulling you closer to them. Like you're kind of like acting like a magnet right now. And if you have been healing from a breakup, or maybe they have, this is kind of like this card is like a sign that you got, like, whether it's you or them, like you're well on your way right now, or whichever, you or they. And it seems like I'm kind of getting it may be a little bit more their side. I'm not sure, but whichever side it is, it seems like there's a lot of confidence being rebuilt so that you guys can move on and progress. So, and also like it seems like there was also a period of healing that happened prior. So it seems like they definitely do want to be with you, and they just want to maintain and make sure there's open communication and there's honesty. And as long as there is, this is going to bring you guys like so close together, and it's going to make this relationship thrive pretty much and prosper. But there just needs to be, it just seems like you guys need to express to one another your guys' wants and needs, and make sure you guys are aware and understanding of each other. I hope that makes sense. But this seems very promising and very like optimistic as far as relationship goes. But they definitely see like a future with you. So like I said, lastly, Raham, this is like a definitely a yes. And it's gonna be very successful as long as you guys can do that. But it seems like they just want something that's real, open. Okay. Yeah, then if it's stressful nowadays, I think that makes sense. You guys need to like kind of communicate more, whether that's you or them. There's success in the future, but you guys need to get past it together. So kind of express how you're feeling, how they're feeling, and kind of get to the bottom of it all. Kind of like fix the underlying issues. And as long as you guys can, I'm definitely seeing like new beginnings in your future. And like just stay optimistic about it. Okay, no, it's definitely not going to be permanent. You guys just need to kind of communicate with one another and see how you guys can kind of like renew what you guys have and just kind of expect them to kind of kind of expect the unexpected with them pretty much. But there's definitely some new beginnings in store, and this is positive new beginnings. So like I said, as long as you guys can clear the air, there's going to be happiness and positivity. And yeah, you 320, I had called you a while back, but I can go ahead and re-add you. But yeah, Raham, like I said, this is not permanent. Just kind of communicate with them and get to the bottom of everything. If you want to make this work, it can definitely work. But just make sure they feel the same way and they want to make it work as well. Because it can't be a one-sided relationship either. Anytime, Ram. Thank you again. And remember, I asked you guys to subscribe in the first place just because I do free readings every Friday usually for all my subscribers. So that's pretty much why. So, if you ever want to come back on another Friday and ask a question, feel free. Okay, now I'm going to update the list again. Sienna, if you're still here, go ahead and make your presence known. And then Christine, I'm pretty sure you're still here. But Sienna, if you're here, just kind of like let it be known so we can get going with the list. Okay, I think it's safe to assume Sienna left as well, so we're going to go ahead and move forward with you, Christine. I'm shuffling these cards right now, so you can go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Okay, Christine, I'd be more than happy to find that out for you. Go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 20 so we could get your answer. Also, thank you guys for, showing me who is still here, so it makes it easier. Okay, Christine, so for the card you picked, I have the Emperor, and this is definitely a yes. This is someone that the Sagittarius may be the type of person that kind of like how to say it. It seems like they're the type of person that definitely want a successful future, and they like to pursue people that have goals similar to theirs, and they're also like a very strategic person. So just kind of keep it in mind with them. They may be a very serious person, and they may also kind of not necessarily struggle, but have a hard time expressing or showing you how they really feel as far as these feelings they have. But they're definitely there. So just keep that in mind because it seems like they're the type of person that has a hard time expressing their feelings. So maybe that's something you guys can work on, but they definitely do have feelings for you. Hi, Mary. Yeah, I can go ahead and add you to the list. And I'm going to update the list right now, too, again on the screen. I just want Christine. I just want to make sure Christine is, or like pretty much heard what I said. Okay, anytime, Christine. I wish you the best of luck and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, next up is Lola Bree. I'm going to shuffle these cards and then Lola Bree, go ahead and pick a pile between 1 or 3. Anytime, Mary. And thank you, Christine. Oh, yeah, thank you again for all your help, too, Christine, with everybody that was in here. Okay, Lola Bree, let me go ahead and count these cards in the pile so we can have you pick a number. Okay, Lola Bree, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 27 so we can get an answer for you. Okay, Lolibri, for you, we have the Page of Pentacles. And this is definitely a yes. This is all about new beginnings and also like kind of like being ambitious, loyal, and practical. So as far as this goes, if you want to give them a chance, whether this is like a friendship or, a relationship, this seems very promising and it seems like it's also going to be very fulfilling, and it may also be like very loyal, and also it's going to be very practical. So this is kind of like, just know that they're willing to be very hardworking and kind of like focus and be open to what you have to say, and they may also have kind of like they may kind of have like a quiet demeanor or approach. So just kind of keep that in mind, but they definitely want to take things to the next level, and they're also open to, kind of going like long term with this. So if this is something you want to take a chance on, I think this is a great thing you should take a chance on. And it's also going to, like I said, it's going to yield some new beginnings that are very positive for you and also for them. Lastly, too, um, for you, I'm getting this more for you, but just kind of keep in mind to always put like determine the practicality behind it, before the passion. So as long as you guys can do that and see where this can go, you guys are going to be just fine, and you guys are definitely going to thrive together. So I wish you the best of luck, and thank you for your question. Hi, Jess Jay. I had called you earlier, but I think you had stepped out. I can re-add you to the list if you'd like. But next up is going to be Pamela if you're still here, and I'm going to update the list on the screen right now. Okay, Pamela, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 23 to get your answer. And no worries, Jess. I'll add you right now. I'm gonna update the list right now. Okay, Pamela. So for the card you picked, I have the Star, and this is definitely a yes. I am definitely getting that they definitely read your message. Let me see. So okay, when I see this card, it seems like, I don't know what you may have told them, but it seemed, if like, I don't know if they responded to you or not, but depending on what you told them, it seems like you kind of brought to them like a renewed hope, like hope and faith. And also you're kind of like getting them, like it seems like they may be going through a period of time right now where they're like personally trying to grow and develop. And they may kind of like need to realign their mindset and understand that anything is possible as long as they can realize the magic is like really flowing around them. Yeah, them not replying maybe because they're kind of going through this period of like a self-reflection right now, depending on what you told them. Okay, it was an apology. Okay. See, that makes sense. It seems like they're opening their heart, but they're not ready to respond to you yet. They need to kind of understand that when they can realize what's surrounding them, they're going to be that's when they can open themselves to better and like more like better and more positive things, if that makes sense. But it seems like they're not ready to open themselves, and they need to be open to transforming themselves, pretty much is what it comes down to. And like you're putting this new fresh perspective in their head with this apology, but they're not ready for it yet. So that can make sense why they haven't responded to you. They need to understand that there's that literally like hope and like potential is surrounding them, but until they can like acknowledge that and realize it, it's not going to happen for them. But it is good that you apologize to them. So kind of just give them some time. But very soon, very soon, they're going to respond to you because they're going to realize, they're just going to realize everything. They're going to realize the situation, and they're going to realize the like the core values and just the overall energy. And they do appreciate your apology, just so you know. Thank you for your question. And I hope, yeah, I can see them reaching out to you. I hope it's soon, but they just kind of need to change their mindset first. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I can add you to the list. Anytime, Pamela. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Okay, and then Kathy, I'm going to add you to the list right now. Just make sure you guys like and subscribe. I always ask for you guys to be subscribed just because every Friday, usually it's Friday, I'll do a free reading for all my subscribers, new or returning. So that's why I ask you guys. So then next up is going to be Denise. Thank you, Pamela. Okay, Denise, I'm going to shuffle the cards and then pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can find out how they're feeling right now. Okay, Denise, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 17. And hello, Goddess, and hello, Haitian. Yeah, let me go ahead and add you guys to the list right now, and then I'll update the list on the screen. Denise, I said between 1 and 17. Thank you. Okay, Denise. So for the card you picked, I have the High Priestess. And this kind of seems like how they're feeling right now. There may be a change in their emotional state. And it seems like if they're being calm right now, there's like something underneath the surface. Like there's like calmness can hide is and it's really good if you're good at it at hiding intense emotions and even like passions. Like if they're being calm right now or they're kind of like it's kind of hard to read them, they're definitely feeling some type of way. So it's kind of like this card is telling you to be honest with yourself and trust your intuition and kind of go out there and see, like kind of like communicate with them, kind of ask them how they're feeling because what's being hidden needs to come to the surface. And there's definitely something there, and it doesn't have to necessarily be bad. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just seems like they may be a little hard at expressing how they truly feel, or they may be the type of person that says one thing but really feels like a different type of way. But honesty is going to make you guys stronger, and so is openness. So kind of just talk to them about how you're feeling right now. Like tell them like like they're hard to read. You like or like let them know you care about how they feel. Let them know you want to know how they feel, if that makes sense. But I'm definitely getting how they're feeling underneath. There's definitely some type of hidden emotions there, and they don't have to be bad ones, but they're definitely feeling some type of way about something. So I think it's best if you kind of communicate with them and let them know. Yeah, that makes sense because that's what I keep getting, that they're kind of like the type of person to hide how they're feeling. So, and it's also, this is kind of like telling you to be patient with them, but also like let them know like they can come to you and they can trust you. You're there for them. You're not going to you're not going to put them down or hold anything against them. So kind of just like express that to them and kind of let them know that communication needs to kind of be worked on a little bit. But like I said, just be honest with them and tell them to be honest with you because that's the only way you guys are gonna like thrive, honestly. But also, like I said, just be patient with them too because people like that don't or like tend to not really open themselves up as that easily, if that makes sense. So thank you for your question. I wish you the best of luck on that. Anytime, Denise. Thank you. Thank you for your question. Okay, Dreamy Rose. Now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 30 so we can get an answer for you. Okay, Dreamy Rose, go ahead and pick one more between 1 and 29 because I have the Justice card. And this card is like, it can be very unclear and it doesn't really give an answer as far as a yes or no or a time frame. So I just go ahead and pick one more card between 1 and 29 so I can get like a better answer for you pretty much. Okay, this makes more sense now. Okay, so pairing this card, so the first card you had got was a Justice card, and now I have the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands, usually when it refers to time, it tends to it tends to be related is, well, first of all, the answer is definitely a yes as far as will you be getting the job. And as far as to when, this could be a matter of days or it could be a matter of prior to the summer, but I feel like it's leaning more towards the days, but it'll happen between a matter of days or before the summer, if that makes sense. You just kind of have to remain ambitious about it and kind of make sure your mindset aligns with what you're asking for. Like try to have a positive mindset about it because you know whatever you put out into the world is what you get, if that makes sense. But as long as you stay like this, like energetic and determined, it's gonna happen before you know it. Okay. Okay, then that's good. Yeah, anytime then. Thank you for your question. I wish you the best of luck, but this is definitely a yes, and it's gonna happen sooner than you know it, okay? Anytime. Thank you again, Jeremy Rose. Okay, and now next up is going to be Gloria, and I'm going to update the list right now on the screen. Okay, hello, Gloria. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards real quick. Go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Okay, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 21, Gloria. And okay, thank you, She is Kelly, and thank you, U320, for letting me know you guys are still here. You guys will be up very shortly. Okay, Gloria, for you, it seems like the card you picked is the Empress card. And every time I see this card, this is like such like nourishing type of energy. This is definitely a yes too, by the way. So as far as when anything happened between you guys, it's a definite yes. It's going to bring abundance and it's also going to bring a new opportunity for the both of you. So just keep that in mind. This is definitely it's like kind of like a signal of like a new chapter, new like a new creation as far as whether it's a romance or like a friendship. Just overall, it's just like this is like a very positive card, and it's gonna be also nurturing and caring between you and this Gemini. Just so you know. Anytime, Gloria. I wish you the best of luck. This seems like a great new beginning for the both of you. Okay, and next is She is Kelly. I'm gonna shuffle these cards and then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Okay, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 23 now so we can get that answer for you. Okay, she is Kelly. So for you, you have the Knight of Wands. And always when this comes to anything related to like travel or changes, this is a definite yes. So just kind of remain energetic and determined about this. It's definitely going to happen. You just have to keep that mindset. Don't think the opposite. But I definitely see it happening. And it's going to happen. And especially with the Knight of Wands, it's going to happen a lot sooner than you think. So this is definitely going to happen when I say that, I mean it's gonna happen really soon. Usually when I get anything wands related, it's a matter of days. It's either a matter of days or before summer. That's usually whenever you get anything wands related. So just remain optimistic about it. It's because it's definitely gonna happen. Yeah, anytime. I can kind of feel that. Just kind of give yourself some self assurance and I'm glad this resonated with you. Just know that you're very capable of bringing and sweeping change to every area of your life. Okay. Thank you for your question, and I wish you the best of luck with your situation. Anytime, she is Kelly. Just remember, stay optimistic. It's gonna happen soon. Okay, you 320. Let me count the cards in your pile and then have you pick a number so we can get some guidance for you. Okay, you 320. Go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 24. Okay, you 320. So for the card you picked, you have the star. And this card is all about kind of telling you to have faith in yourself and be hopeful. So it's kind of I know we've talked about a lot of this before already. So this is kind of telling you to stay faithful and hopeful to the approaches you're taking, but also remain practical. So it's kind of like, how to say this, like, you may be going through some challenges and stuff, and you kind of need to get rid of these beliefs that are limiting you because they're just holding you back. Once you realize, like, what you really have to offer and like your core essence, like pretty much once you realize what you have underneath, beneath all of these layers, you're going to understand that you're connected to the divine. Like, you really will. And you're going to have this new sense of yourself. So it's kind of like this is asking you to trust yourself, trust the universe, because this is a time for you to personally grow and develop. So as far as like how to, you just kind of need to trust yourself, like allow yourself to dream, but you also need to be patient and you need to understand that magic is flowing around you. So you need to be hopeful about that. Try to get out of this mindset. Okay, see, so if you're dealing with that, it's like I told you earlier too, like this is like a new this is pretty much like a spiritual journey for you, and you need to get rid of these beliefs that are limiting you, because it kind of seems like this mindset you have and all these like everything, like pretty much all these failures you've had, you need to view them as learning experiences. You need to learn from them and you need to adapt from each one. So be hopeful and have faith in yourself, but also look back at everything you've done, everything you've experienced during these times that you've tried already, and learn from them so you know what not to do. So don't repeat anything that you're doing that has caused you to fail, but also know that you hold the power to achieve what you want to achieve. But you need to also like be open to making adjustments and be open to change. You can't stay in your past ways because it's not going to get you anywhere. So I hope that makes sense. Kind of like learn from all these failures and you need to be open to adapting. It's like I told you, you may need to reach out a little bit and kind of get to the bottom of what they're seeking and what they really wish. Because like I told you earlier, they're kind of like an old tradition type person, and it may be failing because they're not ready yet, or they feel that you're not ready yet, or you're not doing it correctly. So kind of learn from everything you've done already and go from there. I hope that makes sense, U320. And hello, Melody and Emma. Yeah, I can add you guys to the list. Okay, Mary, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 22. I'm going to update the list right now. And yeah, you 320, I'm going to go ahead and add you to the end of it. And I'm going to close the list after you. I may come back tomorrow for another one, for like a random live stream. I'm not sure yet. It'll kind of depend on my schedule. But as of right now, I'm going to finish you guys up because I have to make dinner for my toddler in a little bit. Yeah, anytime. Okay, Mary. So for you, this is such a great card. I love getting this card. So it seems like the card you picked is the Wheel of Fortune. And when it comes to this card, this is always about like change. So it seems like the purpose they have, and especially when it comes to your future, they're definitely here to make like a very like impacting change on your life. And this card always asks like for you to be optimistic about it and also have faith in the universe, because they're bringing you, it seems like they're bringing you this David person for a reason. Like it seems like it's like now is your time for change, and when they're bringing you, like they're bringing him to you for that reason. So it's kind of like this is definitely like a lot of opportunity, like changing type of energy. And it's kind of like to kind of look at it too, like the best way to like to kind of put it is like, okay, see, like if you're feeling like that, this is usually kind of like this is kind of like a sign. If he's really, like if he really keeps popping up, it's for a reason. Like the universe is kind of trying to tell you like there's something that's in your life that it's time for change, and that's why he keeps popping up. Pretty much is what it comes down to. And just know that they're within reach right now. So it's kind of like if you want to utilize this, you should. But if you don't, they're gonna take the hint, and like in a flash, they're gonna be gone. So it's kind of like up to you. Like if you've been doing good and you've been putting out like some positivity, the universe is gonna send you back with whatever you're putting out. So this is kind of like telling you to be optimistic and have faith that the universe bringing them into your life, they're trying to take care of your situation in the best way possible. And you just kind of need to be open to growing and expanding, because if you're not, then obviously it's probably best if you avoid him. But if you're open to it, just know like the magic of fate and destiny are really behind you, and miracles are trying to happen. So this is kind of like I said, it's like a very positive card. It's just kind of telling you to accept what's happening, and like pretty much just like it's time to adapt and it's time to just go with the flow. If that makes sense. But I hope that makes sense to you. Just kind of like lastly, just make sure you're in tune with your intuition and just let the universe guide you. If you can manage to do that, then your outcomes are going to be like so prosperous and thriving. Okay, I'm glad it does, Mary. Thank you for your question. Yeah, anytime. This is such a positive card. I love getting this card. Okay, next up is going to be Jess Jay. If you're still here, go ahead and let it be known that you're here. And then Chris, let me see, what time is it? Okay, Chris, you'll be the last person I take. Sorry, you'll be the last person I take, Chris, and then I'm going to close my list for the day. Okay, Jess Jay, go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 so we can get an answer for you. And I'm going to update the list really quickly. Okay, Jess, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 26 so we can get an answer for you. And yeah, anytime, Chris. Thank you. Okay, Jess. So for you, it seems like you pulled the Devil card, and this card it's typically leans more towards a no, depending on the situation. Like if there's like if you guys are going through some type of issues or anything like that. But it also means, but it also is kind of like it also kind of gives me like maybe vibes, because this is also like whenever you think of like the devil just in general, it's like the first thing that always comes to my mind is like temptation and kind of like impulsive behaviors. So like yeah, so I'm gonna just say it like this: at the moment, no, but they are tempted to reach out to you, and they're also like they may like don't be surprised if they impulsively decide to reach out to you out of nowhere, if that makes sense. But at the moment, it seems like they're kind of restraining themselves from doing so. But it doesn't mean they're not tempted to. So just kind of keep that in mind. But it's definitely on their mind. Like I'm getting that for sure. It's definitely on their mind right now. They're kind of playing this back and forth game, like should I or should I not type thing. Like thank you for your question. I hope that makes sense. It kind of like I said, it all depends on like the situation you're in with them. Yeah, like at the moment, yeah, at the moment they're kind of like being a little bit restricted. But like I said, don't be surprised if it happens out of nowhere. Thank you again for your question. I hope you have a good day. Hello, Kathy. Okay, Kathy, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards really quick so we can get a fresh start. And then go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask your question. Thank you again, Jess. I'm glad it resonated with you. Okay, Kathy, I'd be more than happy to look into that for you. Go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 29, and then we'll get some answers and guidance for you. Okay, sorry about that. I was updating the list really quickly. So for the card you picked, Kathy, I have the Ace of Swords, and this is all like about kind of like clarity, being sure of yourself, and having like positive reinforcement. So as far as like the yes or no side, I'm getting you may have a little bit like it's like kind of like a it's like a yes, it's like a yes but not in a bad way. It's kind of like this, kind of like a heads up, like they may kind of give you a little bit of an, or you might have some issues, they may have like a little bit of stuff to say as far as you trying to gain like their shares. But as long as you can kind of like stand your ground and represent, like kind of like back yourself up and put up a case for yourself on why you feel like you're the one that deserves it, or why you're the one that needs it, whatever the case may be, then there's going to be a big breakthrough, and then you're going to be victorious in the end, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like there's definitely going to be a little bit of a fight to put up for it, but just keep in mind, as long as you can stand your ground and put some clarity behind it, they should be understanding, and you're going to definitely be victorious. Like the outcome is very like it's very positive for you, and it's going to be very victorious, like I said, for you. But you kind of like I said, walk into this like now that you kind of get have an idea that of what to expect as far as when it comes to this. Just kind of have a case like back. Make sure you're ready to back yourself up, and make sure you make sense when you do so, because you're definitely like you're on the right path. Okay, see, there you go. Like if especially then if you did all that, then you definitely like that's like your biggest case right there to make. So as long as you can bring it to their understanding and get them to understand, especially if you did all that, you definitely do deserve it. So as long as you can, like I said, just back yourself up and especially start with that, you can definitely get like cause a breakthrough for them to change their reactions or change how they feel and get them to understand that you definitely do deserve to have all their shares. So like I said, just use that and go from there with it. But I definitely see you being victorious in the end. Thank you for your question. I wish you the best of luck. You definitely deserve it. Okay, Goddess Cancer, are you here? Goddess Cancer, if you're still here, go ahead and make your presence known so we can move along with the line. And also, Haitian Ting, if you're here, go ahead and if any of you guys are still here, just let me know so I can kind of get an idea. Okay, hi Melody. Thanks for letting me know you're still here. Alright, one last time, Goddess Cancer, Haitian Ting, if you're still here. I'm going to give you guys about 10 more seconds, and if not, we're going to move on to Melody. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to you, Melody. Thank you guys for letting me know you're here, you 320 and Chris. We'll probably end up wrapping it up quickly if they're not here. Okay, so Melody, we're going to move on to you. Go ahead and pick a pile between 1 and 3 and ask a question. Okay, Melody, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 29 so we can get an answer for you. Hi, Haitian. We'll squeeze you back in after Melody. I had went over you because I didn't see you here prior, but we can put you back in. Okay, now let me go back to Melody. Let me see the card that you picked. Okay, Melody. Real quick, as far as when you're asking what Stefan's currently energy is towards you, is this more of like a relationship or a friendship? Because that kind of matters when it comes to this card. And also, have you guys been having any type of issues? Because I want kind of want to have a clear idea before I tell you really what this card means. Because this card has a couple meanings, but it kind of depends on the aspects that lie underneath. Okay, that kind of makes more sense because for the cards you have the Seven of Swords, and this card is all about kind of like dishonesty and deceit. And if that's going on between you guys, that kind of makes more sense because I was trying to understand why you got this card. So it seems like you guys either like well, you did ask about his energy, so it seems like he's kind of doing what you do, or he's acting the way he is for some type of reason. Like I don't know if there's something you did, but it seems like they have this like betrayal type of energy, or they think it seems like they feel like you were deceptive about something. Like I don't know, like they think you either tried to get away with something or you lied about something, and it has them feeling some type of way right now. And it could be that, or they may even think that there's something that like you thought you could get away with, or you're being sneaky. Like there's something about you that they kind of just feel like they're a victim and like you betrayed them. Like there's something going on underneath it all. And that could be why they sent their message and just straight blocked you, because they feel like this for a reason. So I'm not sure exactly what happened between you guys, but it seems like they're feeling some type of way and they're not very trusting of you. So just kind of keep that in mind. If this is something you want to fix or something, well, I mean, you guys kind of blocked each other, so it's hard to really communicate. But if you want to figure out how to get some type of communication and let them know whatever happened isn't really what it seems, because that's what it seems like. It seems like they kind of have this idea that something happened between you guys, and they have a bad look on it. So if something happened between you guys and it's kind of like you may have done something that came off a specific way, but that's not really what it is. You kind of need to voice that to them because they kind of feel tricked right now. Like something that happened is kind of having them feel tricked. But this is also a sign that they need to stop acting the way they're acting, and they need to face what's going on so that they could kind of get the idea of what really happened beneath it all. Like, I hope that makes sense to you, but it's just overall the energy. It just seems like they feel like you somehow tricked them or lied to them or just did something, like something deceitful. Kind of like apply it to however your situation is, depending on what happened. But there's definitely something going on. Like they're feeling some type of way about you right now. Also, too, lastly, like I'm like last thing that's coming to me is they may be the type of person that sucks at dealing with stuff head on, even if it was just like a dispute or some type of like small thing. Like it didn't have to be anything like that. So just kind of know they may not be the type of person that deals with things head on. They may be the type of person to run away from things. So it's up to you what you want to do with that connection. So just so you know, lastly. But thank you for your question, and I hope things get better if that's what you're looking for. But thank you again. Okay, hey Shinting, I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards and then pick a pile between 1 and 3. Okay, see, so that kind of makes sense, Melody. So then if that's the case, then yeah, then they're feeling some type of way. Yeah, cuz okay, that makes sense. So like they probably thought they could get like a piece of you, and then they found out that you want more than just him, and that's probably why they're feeling the type of way that they are. So I mean, that's more on them. They kind of like seem like they tricked themselves. Yeah, so then if yeah, then that makes sense. They probably are the type of person that doesn't really like to deal with things head on. That's why they ran away and blocked you and did all that. So honestly, look at it as their loss, not yours. But I wish you the best of luck if that's something you want to like rekindle or anything. Thank you for your question again, Melody. Yeah, but like I said, it just seems like you probably thought something more was there when it was more like you want a connection, not just obviously, a physical connection. Okay, Haitian, let me count these cards so you can pick one. Okay, Haitian, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 21 so we can get an answer for you or some guidance. Okay, okay, Haitian team. So for you, it seems like the card you picked is the Queen of Cups, and this is all about emotions and overall just support. So it seems like when it comes to their feelings about reaching out to you, it seems like they're very empathetic and compassionate, and I can see them like it's kind of like they're trying to figure out how to express it because it's kind of like they know that you kind of need some type of support right now. Well, like I don't know what it could be about exactly, but it seems like they're aware that they need to reach out to you. So if they haven't reached out to you yet, they're going to. They're kind of like trying to figure out how exactly to do it because whenever I see this card, this is like the type of energy where you listen to your heart and before you act. So if that makes sense, this is kind of like they're tuning into their intuition right now to kind of get an idea how to express their emotions and also show you how just show you them their true self, like the most authentic version of themselves. Because they're like on top of that, they're also the type of person that's really good at talking and communicating as far as like it may not seem like it, but they're really good at grounding grounding where they stand, grounding how they feel, and kind of also like giving you like that unbiased help that you need, if that makes sense. So this is definitely the type of person where you can look to them to confide if like any type of personal issues you have, and they definitely trust you too. And they also kind of like look to you, and they may even look at themselves as having like the right solution. So, and they like this, it seems like this connection is mutual. So I wouldn't be surprised if they reach out to you for some type of guidance. It could be flipped or flop. Like if either they're reaching out to you because you need some support, or they're reaching out to you because they need some support. But it seems like they're looking at you as like someone they could definitely confide and trust in. And if not, then it's the other way around, and they are like kind of like reaching out to you to check on you and let you know that you can confide and trust in them, if that makes sense. But this is also like lastly though, this card is just kind of telling you to trust your intuition when it comes to this, and pay attention to your feelings and emotions. And like I said, like this is more of like a lead with your heart type of energy, not with your head. And also, like I said, just remain unbiased about it, because you guys are both stronger than you guys think. It's like the overall energy I'm getting from this. So like overall, just like lastly, just trust your heart pretty much. Because like I said, only you know your situation, so trust your heart and let it guide you. Because it's going to guide you in the right direction. Just listen to that little feeling you have deep within you, like trust your gut type of thing. I hope that makes sense. And I wish you the best of luck in this situation. This is like very nurturing and communicative type of energy. Anytime. Thank you for your question, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. And then just to let everybody know, anybody subscribed can always come back every Friday. I do free readings for all subscribers. And I may also do a random live stream tomorrow if my schedule lets me. And hi, keep up with Kefin. Okay, now Emma Rose. I'm pretty sure Emma Rose isn't here. I'm going to give you about like 10 seconds to see if you're here. And then we're going to move on to U320. Okay, U320. Let's just go ahead and move on. I don't think Emma Rose is here. So I'm going to shuffle these cards really quick. And you already know how it goes, U320. I'm going to shuffle them. You pick a pile and ask your question, okay? Okay, U320, go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 24 so we can get an answer for you. Okay, U320. So it seems like, again, I'm getting the same card I got from you earlier, or for you earlier in the beginning, the Hierophant. And this is a maybe. So it's kind of like it's going back to like what I told you earlier. Like it seems like they're just gonna keep telling you that the way they think is very like old fashioned and very traditional. So it seems like you need to figure out how to manifest them appropriately first before you can really get an answer. But this is like a maybe. This is leaning more towards a yes, but it seems like once you can fulfill this manifestation, that's when they will come and they will save you as you're asking. But at the moment, it seems like they don't, it's like I'm getting, they're not ready to, but it's because they're not ready to because they don't think you're ready. So it's like I said from the other question you asked, take it all the experiences where you failed trying to achieve this manifestation and learn from them and go from there and adapt. Stop doing this tried and tested like methods. It's time to like go out on a limb, take some chances, try some new things to get what you're looking for, if that makes sense. So it's definitely like going to happen in the future, but not quite yet. I hope that makes sense. But they're just telling you again, you kind of need to change the way you're doing things now to get what you're looking for. That's pretty much what they just, because I wouldn't get this card, like they wouldn't give me this card again for you for no reason, if that makes sense. Yeah, thank you for your question, U320. Yeah, anytime. Okay, now next up is Chris, if you're still here. Okay, Chris, now go ahead and pick a card between 1 and 19, and then we'll get an answer for you. And yeah, U320, I'm going to go ahead and close this list after Chris. I'll probably be back tomorrow. My schedule seems like so far I'll be able to get in a random live stream. It may not be for long, but I'll definitely be back tomorrow. So if you have any more questions you want to ask, just feel free to come back tomorrow. It's like I told you, all subscribers can always tune into any live stream and ask any questions depending on the list. You know how it works, U320. I'm always open to answering any questions. Okay. U320, yeah, I can go ahead when I come back tomorrow. You'll be the first person if you tune in tomorrow. Because I need to go and take care of my toddler after this. But okay, now back to Chris. So you got a very good card. So this is you got the Seven of Pentacles, and this card is all about like doing everything you have to, like planning, hard work, and like persevering, because rewards and results are like there for the long term. So this is definitely a yes. Like you're definitely going to be getting it soon. As far as when, depending on your age, because I don't know necessarily how old you are, but it could be a matter of years or by the winter. But this card is definitely a sign that your rewards are definitely ready to be reaped, if that makes sense. So kind of just keep doing what you're doing, but it's definitely going to come. Like success is it's like success is imminent pretty much for you. And it may have been a long road to get here, but it's definitely like coming sooner than you think. Anytime, Chris. I wish you the best of luck, and honestly, I hope you have fun with your inheritance. Sounds like fun. And yeah, U320, I honestly forgot that I already said once I reach 200 subscribers, I'd be doing like a face reveal sneak peek. So definitely tomorrow, I'm definitely going to be having a live stream. And then like this picture you see in the middle, and probably my profile picture, I'm not sure yet. It'll be kind of like a sneak peek of what I look like, if that makes sense. And I'll be doing the full face reveal when I reach like 1,000 subscribers. So like, thank you guys again for tuning in. But I'll definitely be back tomorrow. I'm not sure what time yet, but I'll schedule it ahead of time. So if you guys want to ask any more questions, feel free to come back tomorrow. Thank you guys. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, bye. I'll see you guys real soon. Thank you guys again. Have a good rest of your day.